Hey everyone, Danielle here. My pronouns are she, her, and today I am filming my long promised craft room tour. So it's still not like 100% done. There's definitely still some things I need to do, like need to do, and then there are things that I would like to do in the future. So I thought I would just sort of like show you around, and if I have any future plans for more like detailed work, I will share those as I go. I have you on the 0.5 view so you can kind of see the whole room. It is still kind of a shared space with some other stuff, but that's okay. So we'll start over here. First of all, I have I don't like to talk about where I got it, but I like the sentiment. Science is real, Black Lives Matter, no human is illegal, love is love, women's rights are human rights, kindness is everything. I have my pride flag that I got when I went to New York in July with my best friend. We went to Stonewall. And she actually bought it for me there. In the closet, there's not much in the closet. In the closet, I kept more for like other stuff that needs to stay in this room. But I did put, excuse me, I have like my magnets and some pens, and these are like little templates to trace for fabric, mat board, etc. These are some sleds that you can put the stitching on. More templates for tracing. And then I had, so I have like little finishing hoops. These are a couple boards that actually go to projects that if I stitch them, they go to that. So like I still have more room that I could fill up in there. So that's just chilling in there for like, you know, the stuff that like just doesn't really have a good home. It's kind of what I'm using that for. And then back here, I tried to put my project bags in one of these cubbies from IKEA, but it just did not work out. So I've got all my project bags chilling in there. I don't really need to get to this very often, so I don't mind it being, you know, kind of hidden out of the way. So in the IKEA thing, I've got some miscellaneous stuff down here. Let's see. So yeah, this is just like a bag I picked up at a retreat, a jewelry box that was part of a Smalls exchange. They turned into a stitchy box. Yeah, so a couple thread beds, just some miscellaneous. These are spare project bags, the cheap clear plastic ones. And then I think some foam core, some ribbon, some felt, just like, hi baby, embellishing stuff. And then, oh, that's all like diamond painting stuff, if I ever diamond paint again. Then, the main part of it though is here. So this is my Bisley cabinet, and this is where I keep all my backup DMC. Yeah, so this is like, most sections are like 100, ma'am. Why is the floss interesting to you, ma'am? Okay. So most of these would be like a set of 100, you know, like 0 through 100, 100 through 200. But I think like I had to split up the 300s because I had too many. But for the most part, I tried to follow, you know, 100 numbers per quarter drawer. And I have an app where I've cataloged all of this. So that is, like, this is like final. I don't need to do anything more to this. These are all of my paper charts, and I put them in these little magazine folder things. And what I want to do with these in the future is I want to add little tabs. I did 3 letters per section, except that at the end, which actually has nothing in it, has to be like 5 letters, but that's fine because, you know, like XYZ is included in those 5 letters, and let's be honest, how many XYZ designers are there going to be? So I want to add little labels. And then I also need to find a cataloging app that I like, where I can go through and I just want to take a picture of the pattern and the name. I don't really need to put in details like how big it is or anything like that. I just want a very basic, I want a picture and I want the designer name. Because, you know, obviously if I don't flip through these, then it's easy to forget what you have. And so I would like all that stuff to be on my phone. I actually have nothing going on in those, so that's good. Those top ones, I can't really reach them, so those might come out. And then maybe I put something on the shelves that's more like conducive to pulling it down if I need, because like I can reach, but like because there's so little room to like get your fingers in there, you know, like it's just hard. But yeah, so there's lots of space up there. Next is the beautiful spinny racks of floss. This is definitely like the least done thing in the room. It's almost all the floss is on. Actually, I can show you the floss that's not on is basically this floss right here. Let me come back to one. There we go. So that's my dinky dyes that I haven't at least put onto the racks yet, but also I have my little floss drops from Pip and Chip that all the dinky dyes need to get transferred to. I don't yet have a complete set, so I don't have to floss drop, you know, like you can see that box is almost full, and then this box is like a little over a third full. But I have to, you can see I've only done the ones down there, and then like this one up here. So all the ones that are still on paper tags, I need to floss drop them. And as far as the rest of the floss, I would like to, I have it mostly organized by this rack here is cottons, and this rack here is silks, except for a few. Like actually that row right there, those are cottons. I just wanted to give more room to grow down there, because that's where they were. But that bottom one, I have Classic Colorworks and Gentle Arts. That one there is Color and Cotton. That one is Forbidden Fiber Co. and a random Cottage Garden thread one. And then up here, I have other random, mostly Leo, mostly Roxy Floss Co. But I have some Pirate Robin, Fibralicious, Dying for Cross Stitch. Wait, what is it? Yeah, dying for cross stitch. Live and Die LA, tiny bit of Brennan needle, but then yeah, it's like four things of Roxy. And then over here I have Bestitch Me, Stitchy Box, Gloriana, Classic Colorworks Belsois, Krynic, Silks for You, Fiberlicious. Oh, I guess there's Cotton over here, Threadworks, Silk and Gather, Fangirl Fibers, which is these two, even though they don't have a tag. And then I have a couple Hanks. And then that Live and Die LA that's down there is cotton, but I just didn't want to figure out how to drop it so that it would fit. That's what's kind of nice on those bottom ones, is that you can put stuff that's maybe not as cooperative. And then this whole one is Dinky Dyes. So then over here, I want to start at the top. Well, before I forget to mention it, I have my Ace Flag that I got off Etsy. All those boxes up there are empty, so that's good. I don't really know what I would use them for because I don't really like them being stacked up there like that. I could utilize them on the bottom. If I decided I wanted to actually put something in one, I could put it on the bottom. But other than that, up there, that's all my kitted up things. You can see I use the cheap clear bags just because I used to keep stuff in project bags or even just like Ziploc bags, but I really like the uniformity of these bags. It really cleaned up and let me put more stuff. I do have this project bag in here because that was like a false start, and then it's going to turn into something else, but I haven't actually started that thing yet. And so I just wanted that there because the bag reminds me of what it's supposed to be. So I don't want to like put it, what I need to do is print out. I just need to do a printout of the thing I intend to start, and then I can put it in a cheap bag. So this is all my fabric, y'all. Let's back up because it's 2 wardrobes. Don't ever let me buy a piece of fabric again. So to come in a little closer, Piper, what are you doing, huh? I know, I said we were gonna go downstairs and then I came in here instead. So this whole top rack is 32 count Jobelin. It is almost exclusively Bestitch Me. And I bought these cute little closet hanger separators and I wrote the count on them. But yeah, so this is almost all exclusively Bestitch Me because I was in her Fabric of the Month club for a long time. And then I've got some Fiberlicious Yummy Fiber because I was in her club for a very short period of time. And then I just have a couple like generic pieces back here of like Zweigart. Or actually, no, Zweigart doesn't make Jobelin. I guess it's Witchelt. And then down here, excuse me, this is all my 28 count. Again, this is Jobelin because I do not keep Lugana. And then I have 2 pieces of 25 count, which I know is Lugana, but I think because 25 count has bigger holes, it'll be okay. I'm just not willing to let go of them yet. And then this is my 20 count, which is growing because I am in the Bestitch Me Fabric of the Month club for 20 count. So that's almost all Bestitch Me. Couple pieces that I bought from 123 Stitch. This is my dresser that used to be downstairs. And this is where my scrap fabric lives. So if I've cut into it at all, I put it in here. Which sometimes means there is actually large pieces of fabric in here. I may, now that I have all this hanging space, I may make a section for large pieces of scrap. Like, because I mean, there's scrap that's like this, but then there's also scrap. These dressers are kind of cool, but not easy to like open the drawers all the way. And then there's scrap like this. That's basically a full piece of fabric. So I may create a little hanging space for you know, basically full pieces of fabric. But I also have in here like excess floss straps and like rings and hole punches and my floss winder and just stuff like that. And I just felt like I didn't need to keep it downstairs. I gotta figure out something to do. That's my roll that holds my finished projects, some of my finished projects. I think I want to hang those up now that I have this room, but I just brought it up here for now. This is going to be my de-stash bucket. So anytime I find something that I want to de-stash, I'm going to throw it in here to take to my next retreat, or send to Michelle for, she does a lot of charity auctions and stuff. This is all like crap from Penwith and Stitch North, which, yes, I realize Penwith was almost 6 months ago that still need to be put away. I'm not good at putting things away, y'all. And then same with like Stitch North. Penwith, Stitch North stuff that needs to get put away. So then over here, I have the 16 count Aida and the 14 count Aida. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. If you're gonna hang fabric, I personally recommend child hangers because you can see that, like, so if something was like a half yard, I had to fold it over, but for the most part, here, like, it's actually better to look at these nice, pretty, y'all, I can't even tell you how much I love the Stitch Me fabric. Like, it just lays so flat. But this is only folded over once. Oh yeah, this is actually a scrap piece because you can see it's cut. But again, I'm like, but it deserves to hang up, and I still know what it is. There's still a tag on it. So I definitely recommend child size hangers, not adult size hangers, because the adult hangers just overwhelm the space. But yeah, so that's all my fabric. It's absurd. That corner is kind of my husband's corner. Don't ask me what any of that stuff is, because I don't, he's into like learning about like pagan and witchcraft stuff, and he had set up the space to use, and then we don't use the upstairs. Like, we come upstairs to sleep. And so he saw stuff, I just left it. But I want to hang these. That's my deer cross stitch. I want it to live up here all year, and then I'll take it downstairs when I decorate for Christmas. And then that other one there is a sampler that I bought on the internet. It's in really, really, really poor condition, but it just spoke to me. And then here, this has sort of been my workspace. I've been working on the flosses, and this will be, oh, I don't think I said, so with the floss, future plans with the floss, I would like to, I have lists of a lot of my floss, not all of it. I made lists of floss mostly that I plan to like try to collect a lot of, and I just didn't want to like be buying duplicates. So like Forbidden Fiber doesn't have a list. Roxy doesn't have a list. But Color and Cotton has a list. Bestitch Me has a list. Dinky Dyes has a list. But I would kind of like to make a list for everything. And then alphabetize them by first letter. I will never be able to maintain a fully alphabetized system. But by first letter would be amazing, so that I don't have to like potentially, you know, if I'm like, oh, I know that I have this Color and Cotton, but you can see it's a whole spinny rack. There's a couple hundred skeins of floss on there. I don't want to have to potentially take off every single skein of floss to find the one I'm looking for. So I do feel like it needs to be alphabetized at least by first letter. And then a list of everything that I have to the extent that I can, right? I mean, some of those, like obviously those fangirl fibers that are just on a floss drop, I don't know the names of those. I can't really catalog those. But yeah, So that's the future plan for the floss. I talked about the future plan for the patterns. Fabric is basically done. I do not want to like take pictures of everything. I don't want to do any of that. So that's fabric is as good as it's gonna get. For my kits, I have several kits that I don't have a paper pattern for. So what I was doing is I was writing on the bag. I have like some stickers and I would put a sticker on the bag to write on the bag. I want to print cover photos for the intended projects because I feel like right now when I see something I go, oh yeah, that's what that's for. But like, I don't know, in 10 years am I going to go, oh yeah, that's what that's for? So I would like to print cover photos and then maybe also in the same cataloging app that I put the patterns in, put pictures of what I have kitted up. And then, yeah, like I said, so this has sort of been my workspace. This was my husband's desk that he picked out for himself when we thought like, oh, we're going to use all this space upstairs. And then we don't use all this space upstairs. So this has just sort of been my work space of floss dropping and then, yeah, like if I go to catalog things, I'll be working at the desk. I did buy a good light because the lighting in here is really not that great. And so if I need to pull stuff to start something, I want to be able to put it under a bright light because the lighting in here is like really warm and not that great. And then on the wall, I just popped up a few things. There's my 2024 Stitch for Pride. Still deciding if I need to backstitch the word or not. It looks okay in this light. That's the thing with this piece. It does look okay in certain lights, and then at other angles or other lights, I'm just like, oh, it really needs something. My drama llama normally lives downstairs, but I take it away during the holiday season, so I just put thumbtacks through the strappy things. And then again, those are sort of Christmassy pieces that I'm not going to put downstairs all year long. And then the only other thing I didn't talk about, I ordered that fabulous sign that says Danielle's LNS. I found an Etsy shop that like you can give them custom text to put on a sign. And yeah, so this is it. This is my craft room. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I mean, when I tell you that all of this stuff was living downstairs, basically in my bookcase, I don't know how. And the inspiration for this was really that like kitting things up was really hard because when you have to cram things into small little boxes, like those 4 boxes, the fabric boxes over there, that was holding all that fabric, was all in those boxes. And so when you and then all that floss was in tiny little drawers. I mean, there was about 16 drawers, but they were very shallow and tiny. And so when you have to like dig through really cramped things, it's not enjoyable. And then you have to really muck things up in order to be able to actually see things and pull things out. And so then in order to like zip the box back up or push the drawer back in, then you have to like lay everything really flat again. And so it just wasn't an enjoyable process to try to find things. And I had this room. This room was like full of stuff I just wasn't using. Like stuff that had been from other parts of the house that I either was like, nope, this isn't working for me, or, oh, I bought something to replace this. Let me just go throw it in that room, because I have a very hard time letting go of like storage related things. And so I would just like come throw it in this room. And yeah, one day I just realized, I was like, this stuff isn't serving me and this room could serve me a lot better. So yeah, that's it. That's my craft room. I hope you enjoyed. I hope that, you know, seeing my idea of how something works for me maybe helped you realize what works for you, because I know that happens for me all the time. When I see people on the internet doing things, I'm like, oh, maybe that could work for me, or oh, that makes a lot of sense for how my brain works. And yeah, I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.